to the show. Well, on the show this morning, we look at live update from the FIFA Women's World Cup. Look at how teams are getting set. Shaping up ahead of the new league season in England, in Germany, in France, in Italy, in the MLS, in the Saudi Pro League. Shout out to Liverpool fans because more of your players will be going to Saudi Arabia. Well, shout out to SOJ. He's back stronger and better. Well, we hope that you can be able to comment about your team's performance. However, Jurgen Klopp's heart was in his mouth yesterday while playing a friendly game. And at the end of the day, he had to salute his opponents because they gave a good fight against Liverpool. I'm talking about Carson Hart. Well, we'll look at that also on the show this morning. But first, let us go straight to the first half of the show where we look at tennis, NBA, and come back to talk football. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Remember, you can watch us live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, facebook.com/Solutions939FM, YouTube Solutions939FM. Check us out on Radio Garden. Download the app on Google Play Store. Type Solutions 939FM. Download the app, click play, listen on the go. Okay, starting with NBA updates this morning where the Oklahoma City Thunder signed coach Mark Detnold to a multi-year contract extension after emerging as one of the NBA's most improved teams last season. General manager Sam Presti told newsmen, well, the terms of this contract was not announced in a season when the Thunder were widely expected to struggle. Detnold, who finished second to Mike Brown in the NBA Coach of the Year voting last season, led the team to a 40-42 record and a play-in game victory against the New Orleans Pelicans. Oklahoma City lost to Minnesota Timberwolves in the second game of the play-in tournament. Now let's talk about off-court issues where Tennessee law enforcement on Wednesday arrested Davante Park, a longtime close friend of Memphis Grizzlies star guard Ja Morant, for misdemeanor assault for hitting a teenager at Morant's house last summer. An altercation that has ensnared Morant and those close to him in an ongoing civil lawsuit. The incident took place at Morant's residence in Eds, a suburb outside Memphis, on July 26, 2022. In a statement to authorities, Morant admitted to hitting Joshua Holloway during a pickup game, though Morant later claimed self-defense, arguing that Holloway checked the ball head at his face. I mean, that is, on-court to off-court, but it's just more of this players working on their mentality. Yeah, there's sometimes that, well, you might be frustrated, but you as a player, what do you do? All right, now let's just quickly also take you away from the NBA this morning. Well, quickly going straight to the world of tennis this morning at the Hopman Cup. Games are up today, starting 3 o'clock. In the Group A, we have Clara Townsend taking on Aliza Cornet, as Oganovska Vrun will be up against Richard Gasquet. In the doubles in Group A of the Hopman Cup, Aliza Cornet will team up with Richard Gasquet to battle Clara Townsend and Oganovska Vrun. In Group B, Elisa Mertens will be up against Donna Vekic as David Goffin battles Bona Courage. Well, let's also let you know that there is an update talking about the world of tennis this morning from the USA. The Hall of Fame Open. It's going to be Jonathan Thompson against Andre Manarino at ATP 250, while Ugo Humbert will be up against Kevin Anderson. In the Swedish Open ATP 250, Sebastian Hoffner will take on Bernapis Zapata Miralles, as Casper Ruud will be up against Alexander Shevchenko. Alexander Zverev will battle Thiago Monteiro as Andrei Rublev will be up against Pavel Kotov. Now, moving away from tennis, let's go straight and talk football. Well, remember, the FIFA Women's World Cup just kicked off like 3 minutes ago. between New Zealand and Norway. Let's take you straight to New Zealand this morning and tell you everything about the FIFA Women's World Cup that just kicked off a few minutes ago. Do it again, official song for the FIFA Women's World Cup 2023. Now let's just move on this morning and quickly serve you updates from the FIFA Women's World Cup. New Zealand, remember, is a co-host. Australia, New Zealand, FIFA Women's World Cup. New Zealand is up 6 minutes into this game against Norway, and well, the game is goalless. That's what we have this morning, and a quick look at the lineup. Wilkins, hand and relay up front for New Zealand, and looking at the midfield, Hassett, Percival, Stemzet in the midfield, while in the back line we've got Bott, Stott, Bowen, Riley, and Essen as goalkeeper for Australia. For New Zealand, I beg your pardon. Well, their flags look like the same, man. Looking at the Norwegian national team, well, we've got Blackstad, Egberg, Hanen up front, and in the midfield we've got Engen, Leonard, and Reten. But looking at the defense line of the Norwegian national team, we've got Hassan, Haviken, Matjo, and Belge, as Mikkelsen is the goalkeeper. Okay, now moving away from the live updates, what we'll keep updating you before the end of the show. Well, 3 people have been confirmed dead by the New Zealand police after it responded this morning to reports of shots being fired in a building in downtown Auckland, the city where the first game of the Women's World Cup, is starting today. Police said the situation had been contained to a single building that was under construction to Lower Queen Street, close to a World Cup fan zone that had not opened for the day. Police were urging people to avoid the area or stay inside their buildings if already there. Now let's go straight to the Super Falcons update this morning. The Super Falcons traveled to Melbourne this morning for the Group B clash against Olympic champions Canada at the 2023 FIFA Women's World Cup. Their counter is built for Melbourne Rectangular Stadium tomorrow morning. The 9-time African champions will stay at the Marriott Hotel Avanga Park in Melbourne. The Super Falcons are expected to return to the base at the Sophia Hotel Centre in Brisbane after the game. Well, remember, the Ronaldo Waldrum side will take on Australia and debutant Republic of Ireland in their next group games in Brisbane. The 2 games will be played at the Brisbane Stadium, so the only game taking them out is the first game of that group. Well, Spain coach Jorge Vilde says a back-to-back Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas is ready to play in Friday's World Cup opener against Costa Rica. Putellas 29, has not completed 90 minutes since tearing an anterior cruciate ligament a year ago in preparation for the European Championships in England. Upon arriving in New Zealand last week, she trained alone, sparking concerns about her fitness. The sources in Spain camp said it was pre-planned after a long journey. Live updates coming from the FIFA Women's World Cup first game of the tournament. New Zealand versus Norway. The game is still goalless. 8 minutes. 8 minutes plus into that game. All right, now let's go straight to preseason games. The checker time right now, it is 8:12. Remember, we're live on Facebook, facebook.com/Solutions 939 FM. Manchester United recorded a 1-0 win over Lyon yesterday.
The game 2 of pre-season, the first ever United game at Murrayfields. And Laurent Blanc's Lyon, the opponents, before United switch their attention stateside. They're off to New York after this. First, they want to get the job done. Dangoor, great ball in, Van der Beek! Oh, it's a beauty. Great ball in from Dangoor from the right-hand side. And a precise volley from Donny van der Beek. And just the 4th minute of the second half, United lead by a goal to nil.
Right on cue. Starting where he left off last week in Oslo. And take a bow, Dangoor. That is an absolutely phenomenal cross from the position that he found himself in.
Adelaide. And that brings it to a conclusion. No stoppage time whatsoever. And another win for Manchester United in pre-season, courtesy of Donny van der Beek with a fine volley, but credit to Dangoor, who put in a superb cross from the right-hand side and an excellent controlled volley into the corner from Donny van der Beek. So it's finished here in Edinburgh. Manchester United 1, Lyon 0.
Okay, that was Manchester United's game against Lyon, the preseason game. And, looking at other results of games, decided yesterday for some top teams. Union Berlin defeated Rapid Vienna 3-0. Eintracht Braunschweig and Hapoel Tel Aviv of Israel played out goalless. And, looking at another game that almost looked like Liverpool was losing it, which they came back to win 4-2 against Karlsruhe. Well, that was a game Jurgen Klopp had to see where his players had to go dig deep to get a win.
Darwin Nunez, who looks in and behind. Salah was behind him. Nunez will get another goal and will score. Appeals are there for offside. There's no flag coming, and Liverpool are off to an absolute flyer. Heiser stands over it and stand aside as it's delivered by Nebel, and the volley is hit absolutely brilliantly. Nice take by Stindl, and helps the ball on for Sebastian Young. It's opening up for Sebastian Young, who strikes home brilliantly. Nothing at all that Jaros could do in the Liverpool goal. That's McAllister.
He might be able to actually run through the legs of like Joe Mata.
It's a decent ball, knocked down is good, and the finish is very, very tidy from Cody Gakpo. Beautiful little turn and strike, and Liverpool are back on terms, and you have to say that the pressure's been growing and growing, and that's been coming. That's Gakpo, it's a lovely ball, Diogo Jota, and Liverpool are lucky to win it, and do win it. It's beautifully finished by Diogo Jota, made by Cody Gakpo, and Jota dances his way through. Well, it's not the be-all and end-all winning, but it certainly feels nice, and they could wrap it up in style here, which they do. McAllister to Jota, who scored 2 in a minute, and now Liverpool have 4.
Okay, 4-2 for Liverpool yesterday in a game against Karlsruhe. Diogo Jota with a brace, Cody Gakpo, Darwin Nunez on the score sheet. Let's go on a break, and when we return, we'll listen to the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp after the game yesterday. Well, remember, Arsenal also recorded a positive win against MLS All-Stars. We'll also listen to Mikel Arteta, but first let's go on this break.
John,
What's up?
check your phone. I just send you Momo Rifara.
My mama don't run that one for me since now. Me say for the find who I go refer, make a quick hammer my million.
Hey! You too fit be one of the 12 millionaires for the Momo Refer and Win promo. To win, dial star 671 hash to sharply open your Momo account and select option 6 to refer family and friends them. After that, make sure say them open Momo account and use and recharge airtime or data at least 100 naira. Chicken, the more people where you refer, the more you go win. If you not see out of 12 million naira every week, you fit to chop out of 25 million naira.
Momo Refer and Win promo. The more you refer, the more you win. Promo go run from June 15 till August 9, 2023. Terms and conditions they shall.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with Sumal candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, Mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Welcome back to Kickoff Sport Show, your Remedy Radio Dial Solutions 939 FM. Going back to the live updates coming from New Zealand this morning. It is still goalless between New Zealand and Norway. The first game of the FIFA Women's World Cup. The 60 minutes gone, still barren. You'll remember the second game of the day. We'll see Australia take on Ireland. That will be by 11 o'clock. Now let's go back to the preseason game, same as a reaction. Well, it was Jockey Club speaking positive of his team, saying that they played a strong opponent.
Good organized, but I scored 2 worldies. Wow. And fine. But of course, that's now nicer. The boys have tomorrow the first day off since since we started. So let's use it for recovery, and then we go again. And yeah, I liked a lot, and atmosphere was good as well. So Karlsruhe, they obviously everybody enjoyed the new stadium. That's how it should be.
Well, that was Jockey Club speaking after Liverpool played out that 4-2 victory, and fourth is the second division team in Germany. Okay, well, remember Arsenal recorded a 5-0 victory over MLS All-Stars, and Declan Rice was the expensive player. For Arsenal at the moment, also made his debut for the club. Goals from Martinelli, Trossard, Gabriel Jesus, part of the goals gave Mikel Arteta that needed motivational win.
Great occasion, great atmosphere. It was great to see so many Arsenal supporters filling the stadium. So we had great moments in the game. Moments, especially in the first half, they weren't that great, but we are still very early in pre-season, and it was great to see some debut with Duran, with Austin, and with Declan, obviously, and really pleased at the end with the results. Trossard, he got a knock, and obviously we don't want to take any risk at this stage, and he had some pain. We'll see how tomorrow is, but I don't expect to be anything big. Well, it's great. Obviously, we are a massive club that has a tremendous impact in world football, and it's great to see that whatever city you are in, you have that much support. We have people in the hotel waiting for us as well, and it was great to see that today, and I'm sure we're going to go to New York, and it's going to be very similar. We'll go to LA as well. So it's great for the boys as well to realize where they are, how privileged they are to represent this football club, and yeah, thank you to all of them for being here and giving that support to the team.
Well, Mikel Arteta speaking after that victory. Well, earlier this morning, the United States recording the 5-0 victory. But looking at all the preseason games decided, Chelsea defeated Wrexham 5-0. Sunderland edged New Mexico 3-2. It was Gujon beating Atlas of Mexico 2-1 in a penalty shootout. Athletic Bilbao defeated Necaxa 2-0. More games are going down today in the preseason. Lazio will be in action against Primorje, as we also look at Antalyaspor against Alanyaspor in Turkey. Well, for those of you who really understand where we are taking this preseason to, for those of you who have missed a lot of European games, AC Milan will be up against Lume Zanei. And let's look at one or two more. Parma will be in action against Fiorentina in a preseason clash. All right, guys. Well, Al-Nassr of Saudi Arabia is playing against Benfica of Portugal. Remember, they lost their first preseason game in Portugal. I think they lost against Benfica. They played a game where they lost scandalously, and Cristiano Ronaldo came out to say that yes, he paved the way for teams. For players to come to Saudi Arabia. Let us see their score line today by 8:30. All right, now let's move on this morning and we talk transfer stories. Saudi Arabia, and they're already looking for replacement for the Algerian midfield. The replacement of Riyad Mahrez. Manchester City could try to replace Saudi-bound Riyad Mahrez with Barcelona's £40 million rated winger Rafinha. Well, talking about that deal of Riyad Mahrez, Manchester City agreed £30 million. That is like $38.7 million deal with Al Ali for the winger. Now, Liverpool have reached an agreement with Saudi Pro League side Al Ettifaqi over the £12 million sale of captain Jordan Edison. The deal has been agreed between the two clubs, paving the way for the 23-year-old England international to secure his move to Saudi Arabia, though he has yet to agree personal terms. Now, Atletico Madrid are surprised and angry at João Felix after the forward said he would love to play for Barcelona as he looks to force a move away from the club. Okay. Remember, he was on loan, with Chelsea, but had to return after the end of the season. If Chelsea had qualified for the UEFA Champions League, he should have, stayed back or made his move, permanent with the blue side. However, Chelsea are now expected to let Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang leave the club to join Marseille for free, despite initial wanting a transfer fee for the forward. All right, well, Manchester City have agreed a fee to buy Josko Gvardiol from RB Leipzig, with the defender understood to have completed the first part of his medical on Wednesday, and the deal is on the verge of being signed. Well, let me sign us off the show, and we'll make a return tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock. Live updates, New Zealand and Norway. The game is still goalless. The first World Cup, FIFA Women's World Cup game of the tournament. Well, remember, we told you earlier that Australia will also be in action 11 o'clock today. My name is Oladapo Kunubi. Coming up next is From the Dailies.
Thank you. morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? Good morning, my neighbor. How are you doing? Are you feeling okay? My neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor, my neighbor.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise.
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy, an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dapo, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
Okay, it's 8:31 on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's another beautiful Thursday morning in the big and beautiful city of Ibadan. My name is Ade Damola Lafewa. Today is the 20th day in the month of July 2023. Thank God for the breath of life. Thank God for counting you and I worthy to be among the living this morning, despite all the assaults and bustles in Nigeria. We are still surviving. It's a good thing to be here this morning. Favor Oloruntala, how was your trip from home to work this morning?
I would say it was eventful. Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. It was quite eventful. Everyone, good morning. Like I said, please always remember to smile, irrespective of what's going on in Nigeria. Well, with me this morning are the Punch newspapers and the Vanguard newspaper.
I've got the Nigerian Tribune and the Nation newspapers with me, and without wasting much time, let's go straight into the stories. Looking at the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I have this one saying, Honeywell lawyer commends court on 72.2 billion naira damages award. The story is on page 16 of the Nigerian Tribune. Another one says, I am clean. I am not a dirty athlete. Toby Amuson. There's a rider under that caption. It says, IAU suspends her from missing dope test. That story we found on the back page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning.
It's not okay to actually say you're clean without, proving yourself worth. They go for the test and let's see how clean.
Actually, she said she's going to see to
she should see
to the fact that she proves herself right.
I'm sure the first thing that came to my mind is you can't be good without a scandal. There must always be a scandal trailing you, but you have to find a way to get away from the scandal as clean as possible, as you said.
Okay, there is an interesting story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. It says, Ganduje may emerge as Adamu's replacement, talking about the immediate past term chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC. So they're saying that Ganduje may emerge as his replacement. Okay, interesting times indeed. Going to the banner headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, we have this one saying 7 key consequences of petrol price hike on Nigerians. Experts. And there are quite a number of riders under that caption. Let me take them one after the other. Prefer solutions on how to mitigate hardship. PDP, CUPP say it is insensitive, provocative. Koasu directs lecturers to go to work twice a week. NNPCL lacks power to fix price. Falana, poor being choked. Tinubu adding salt to our injuries. Nigerians lament. And the last rider says, marketers suggest alternative energy options to motorists. This story can be found on pages 6, 7, 8, and 15 of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Tamper justice with mercy. Mesoma begs JAMB. That story is on page 5. Give us power to prosecute criminals. Amotekun tells Ekiti lawmakers. That story is on page 5 as well. Court okays FG's prayer to protect witnesses in suit against Tukur Mamu. That story is on page 15. Senate wants employers to relax age requirements, as precondition for employment.
I found this funny because age requirement should be a criteria. It's the experience they should be fighting for. You would want to get a job. They would say that you should be between the age of 18 and 25 with 10 years experience. How do you want to get that? Those ridiculous requirements for getting a job,
especially for fresh graduates.
For fresh graduates, you're asking for 10 years experience within the age of 18 and 23. Meanwhile, during that period, you're in school. There is no provision for where you're going to go and work in the particular course you're taking. So what's the Please, we are going to talk about that as well.
Okay. Are you vexing already?
No, it's when you want to sit on some things, you have a way to put it.
I get your point actually. I get your point. I get where you're coming from. Okay, let me take the last headline on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. It says it's criminal, obnoxious to compare Niger Delta agitators to northern bandits. Clark. And the rider under that says, warns against scrapping of amnesty program. This story will be found on page 5. These and many more stories will be found on the pages of the Nigerian Tribune this Thursday morning.
All right, we have this one written boldly here. Fuel price hike. Business operators panic. Fear shutdown. Job losses. That's on page 2. Hike to worsen manufacturers' woes. Many SME will die. MAN, LCCI lament. An NLC considers emergency meeting. PDP slams federal government as rep summons NNPCL boss. Okay, soldiers arrest Benenwer, one other with truckload of cannabis. Drug dealers forfeit 111 abandoned vehicles to federal government. Also, Mesoma appears before reps panel, begs jump. And there is this one on questions, anxieties as Tinubu drags feet on appointment of ministers. Well, I was not surprised to see this morning. Well, NNPCL monopoly ends as marketers' few vessels arrive, and renowned Nigeria writer Omotosho dies at 80. His gentle soul rests in perfect peace.
Okay, moving to the Nation newspaper this morning, I have this one saying Tinubu Akpabio governors strategize over palliatives. The story is on page 3. Agency gives conflicting petrol consumption figures. That story will be found on page 4. And Favor, listen to this. Adeleke swears in lawyer as health commissioner. The story is on page 2.
When he's the commissioner of works, he has to do some very interesting things.
I mean, when I saw this headline this morning, I was like, of all the medical practitioners that we have in Osun State, a lawyer is being deemed fit enough to be the health commissioner. Well, interesting times.
It's confirming the statement that he's a dancing senator, dancing governor.
Well, I believe he is entitled to his
Is there
choice,
a reason to do this?
He must have had a reason for him to have chosen a lawyer
and
above all medical practitioners.
And himself as a
State.
commissioner of works as well. No problem.
Well,
we move forward.
Let's move forward. UTME results forgery. Mesoma begs jam. That story is on page 3. Experts project firm up of Naira in 6 months. Moving away from that, I have this one saying 1.959 trillion Naira allocation windfall for federal government state councils. And the rider under that says monthly federation account inflow jumps by 148.4% following petrol subsidy termination. And there is a breakdown of the federal allocation in the months of January, February, March, April till May. If you want to read more, you get a copy of the Nation newspaper this morning. Our court granted 72.2 billion naira damages against EcoBank in favor of Honeywell. These and many more stories were found on the pages of the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, I'm still on petrol price hike from the Vanguard newspaper, and it is written here that PDP LP tell APC presidency that it's insensitive. The story is on page 5. Well, APC provoking Nigerians with 670 naira per litre fuel price hike. That's from PDP. We warned against dummies sold by APC LP. Now, PDP LP also promised to remove subsidy. APC responding and retorting to the statement. Well, REP reject call for suspension of new price to investigate incessant hike in fuel price. Our position on subsidy stands. Presidency official. Tinubu, Shatima, Akpabio governors meet on distribution of palliative. 8,000 naira still on, I am not certain. And we also have federal government will raise workers' pay. Akpabio promises. Okay. Alright, let's move over to Emefiele. Lawyers tackle DSS over charge and bail tweet as Emefiele asks court to grant him bail. Page 9 of the Vanguard newspaper. Well, Ganduje, Al Makara battle for APC chairmanship, and Rep suspend secession of airport. This story was on about 2 weeks ago, and the reps are suspended the secession of airports. And now we have this one. I didn't speak with Tinubu. Judges handling Obi articles petition. That's from CJ. And Page 9, it was all over the internet yesterday about this visit to the UK and the likes of it. Well, subsidy removal, lecturers in colleges of education to work twice weekly. Laffy, if this was said to you, how would you feel?
Well, I think it's a good one, at least judging by the ripple effect we have in concerning.
I'm talking about you. If this was a
That's what I'm saying.
directive given to you,
it would be a good thing.
Like Adedamola Lafenwa,
Walk twice.
I
mean,
see how you're working, and the effect of this few subsidy is it might be affecting your pocket. Adedamola Lafenwa, I order you to stay away from work for the next 5 days. Just come to work twice in a week.
It's a good way. It's a good thing. I will accept it as a good thing. I mean, it will help me to at least to save the little amount I have in my pocket. I mean, everybody will really embrace such thing.
All right, I know that it's something that we can wish for, but we cannot, get. Well, equating Niger Delta amnesty program to Northern Bandit is criminal. That's on page 10. Clark speaking there, and reps appoint or confirm appointment of service chiefs. That's page 4 of the Vanguard newspaper this morning. All right, we have to talk about the stories. In a few moments, we'll be leaving or we'll be closing the program. So remember that you can be a part of the program by, jumping on our Facebook page, Solutions 939 FM, Solutions 939 FM, to leave your comment on the stories. And also, you can call into the studio 0909 88 89 939 and 0912 22 22 939 to be a part of the program.
We raise the spotlight on the different headlines of our national dailies.
This government, apart from giving that minimum wage of 30,000, which was a 6% rise.
We bring to you in-depth analysis on the major stories making the rounds.
And the CSOs to INEC account for 400 billion naira spent on general elections.
Interviews with political and government stakeholders.
There was a big push on export. We consume a lot. We need to be an economy, an export engine, and we need to be a production.
Every weekday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on the Remedy Dial, Solutions 93.9 FM. Welcome to From the Dailies with Favor, Dakwa, Laffy, and Victory. Let's talk about the state of the nation. Your voice matters.
All right. Good morning. We have our analyst with us this morning. That is Comrade Ayodeji Ajishope. Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, Dabala.
Okay. Let's go because we know we have very little time left on the
Exactly.
program. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, looking at the I was actually hoping to speak with you yesterday on the program concerning the latest hike in the pump price of petrol. And looking at the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning, we have this one saying 7 key consequences of petrol price hike on Nigerians. And another one says, okay, this is the one that really caught my attention. NNPCL lacks power to fix price. That is a statement credited to Femi Falana. And the last one, the next one I want to take is poor being choked. Tinubu adding salt to our injuries. Nigerians lament. Let's take it from there in your own
Yes,
words.
I think the first thing is that people should look at the picture that they see. When you see, NNPC has been in our face for too long, you understand? But if you look at the scenario that unfolded, I saw Millie Kyari talk. But the person that I would be listening to is actually the executive secretary, or the chairman of the midstream and downstream agency, you understand? Yes. He was standing by Kyari. He spoke too. But Kyari spoke too much anyway. But the first consignment of privately funded PMS has arrived. I know that, I read that in the newspaper. But the issue is that what influences and drives this, what they call market forces. What are the market forces? The exchange rate of the dollar to the naira, that is one, and then the cost of freight and other costs, and of course, that is the end product that we will get. So, and of course, the spot market price of crude oil. Yesterday it closed at $80, but there have been an argument, even with here, that look, when you say the spot market price of crude oil is $80 today, and we are paying that price, but you have not even bought it yet, and we are paying for the price. Okay, if it's $80 today, and you start shipment today, you didn't buy it at $80 per barrel. You understand? So that has been the question. But you see, we have to aggregate. So that is at the retail end of it. The argument is that there is nothing like local production of product. It's as simple as that. That takes out the cost of freight, from whatever you get it. That is number one. Okay. Then the hardship that is being visited on Nigerians. Believe you me. Somebody told me that even at 500, the smuggling was still going on.
Definitely.
Smuggling was still going on. That person also sent me a clip where Lamido Sanusi, the former emir of Kano, was speaking that, I think I sent you the content, I'm not sure I sent it to you.
You said
that, okay, that whoever is going to take over in 2023, he said he was even appealing to politicians that they should stop making it look like a piece of cake. Governance from 2023 is going to be a very, very difficult times. And you see, leadership is not a carnival. And tough decisions, like that's what Sanusi said, tough decisions have to be made. And believe you me, whoever takes those decisions will be a very lonely man. Because even his aides, you understand, political aides, political associates, they are looking beyond 2023. They are looking at even election already, when governance is ahead of them. I don't envy the president that has to take, because the box stops on the table. And he will have to take decisions that he thinks are in the interest. There are interests, short-term interests, medium-term interests, long-term interests. Will Nigeria ultimately benefit from this? You never can tell, because we have seen situations that deficit of trust. We have seen situations that petroleum tax force, when we get the money and we'll do this. Gulf oil windfall, $12 billion. What happened to it? Till tomorrow, they set up a committee to investigate it. The report of the committee disappeared. Professor Powers Okibo report disappeared. Nobody knows what. So that is it. There's a deficit of trust.
So
right now,
in a nutshell, Nigerians should brace up for more tough times ahead.
Okay. Bracing up
for certainly tough times. Certainly tough times.
Bracing up for tough times ahead. It is written right here on the Punch newspaper that small business enterprises might shut down with what's going on. And I heard from someone this morning, in fact, majority of people saying that majority of Nigerians are living on loan at the moment, just for basic survival. On loans.
Oh, yeah. Believe you me, it's a very tough one. It's a very, very tough one for Nigerians. And these small and medium-scale enterprises will bear the very first wave of brunt. And you see, I've seen reports, credible reports, that Nigeria's economy is sustained 90%, if not more, by small and medium-scale enterprises. People who employ 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 9, 10 people. And that is quite alarming if that those people come under siege. and folding up. Man, it's going to be a very tough ride, because I do not see anything, things straightening out until maybe the last quarter. I mean, hope. I mean, even stretches of hope, of things straightening out. Believe you me, honestly.
Okay.
I don't see immediate relief in sight. I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
We Nigerians are listening. We are keeping our fingers crossed. Okay, because we have very few minutes left with you on the program.
Yeah.
Let's take this interesting story coming from Osun State. It's on the front page of the Nation newspaper. It says, Adeleke swears in lawyer as health commissioner. What's your take on that?
It is as straightforward as saying, political IOUs. That's what they are paying. Political IOUs. So people is paying political IOUs, and that is when governance take a kick in the face.
But there should there should be better ways of doing this kind of thing. I mean, it sounds ridiculous when a lawyer is being appointed to head health ministry.
They are just paying political IOUs.
A ministry so sensitive. So
they are just paying IOUs, and they can do things better than that. Look at what we had too. A media man. That is what Adamu had been all his life. A media man as Minister of Education. And at the end of 8 years, you remember what he said? He said he was clueless when he was brought to that ministry. No wonder what happened in 8 years. He said he even begged the president after 4 years that he was going to bring some other people that can do the job. The man said, it is you I want there. No wonder we had what happened in those 8 years in the Ministry of Education, to tertiary education and education generally in Nigeria. They are paying political IOUs. And believe you me, there are better ways of paying political IOUs at the expense of governance. There's a time going on whether we know whether Nigerians desire good governance or whether we even know what it takes to have good governance at all. Even those who are the helm of affairs, some of them, if not many of them, are clueless about good governance and what it takes. Those are the consequences. Those are the consequences.
Well, I hope the new commissioner in the health sector at Osun State will learn on the job, and he won't be clueless by the time.
He will learn on the job. When you are learning on the job, time is not waiting for anybody.
I mean, a lawyer
is very good.
Learning on the job.
It will do the
in
job.
Health
Ministry. Like they said, they're learned, so lawyers can do anything that they put their minds to do. Thank you very much, Adeji.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. We just had a conversation with comrade Adeji right there.
I would have loved us to have more time with him on the program this morning, but because our destination time on the program today is at 9 o'clock. Let's see if we can entertain some messages and probably calls as regards some of these issues raised. I would have loved us to talk about the likely emergence of the immediate past governor of Kano State, that is Ganduje, that may likely emerge as a replacement for Adamu. I mean, looking at the man that already has some cases, or let me say scandal, hanging on his neck, and is still going through heavy investigations, and now he's still being likely to be picked. Well, I think it's more of a party affair.
Like you said, political IOUs. Whatever it is that has been done at the arm of affairs, we take it, we analyze it, we digest it, and then we move on. Nigerians adapt to everything.
And I want to ask you this, as a lady, as a lady, I know you ladies, you have you have softer hearts than we men. Looking at this lady, Mesoma, this young girl, appealing on live television yesterday, saying that they should tamper justice with mercy after taking the whole nation for a ride, taking a body as big as Jam for a ride. I mean, she was at a point already winning the sentiments of so many of us, which I am inclusive to. I was already beginning to, I fell for our words.
Wait,
and
what do you
everything.
mean by you fell for?
I fell for because I felt, I was looking at the innocence of her. I mean, looking at this girl, I felt this girl is too young to perpetrate this kind of forgery and everything.
Laffy.
But now I think,
Laffy.
like me and many other Nigerians that
Laffy.
believe that we have learned now.
Laffy.
That we can't judge a book by its cover now.
Laffy.
I'm listening
Let's
to you.
leave the parable, you can't judge a book by its cover, and let's leave every other thing out of it. Fine. I still say that I believe there is some influence underneath this that we are not getting here. She might not have done this, and then she's been, forced to do this. But if she had done it, let's look at her background, the, pressure, the fact that she wants to actually, get that scholarship, and she actually wants to be the best so that she could go to school. Those are things that she can she would have considered. But judging by the fact that she actually did commit this fraud, if she had done it, I believe that
She actually did,
I don't know.
According to our own confession.
Confessions when you're under duress can be something that you might not even want to say.
That's another
Number
angle.
2, let us look at the fact that Jam was careless. How would you allow another app be on Google Play Store that someone can actually forge results and you do not know about it, and you say that your portal is secure? You look at yourself before you can actually, put someone into this kind of mess. Well, no problem. I would say Jam should actually tamper justice with mercy. She actually got the score 200 and what? She should be allowed to write up post-UTME, enter school. 3 years ban is a very big thing. What is she going to do from this period to 3 years to come? But then she's going to be a shadow of herself. And she's a very brilliant girl. For her to have won you, she'll be a very good lawyer. For her to have won your sympathy, she'll be a very good lawyer.
Okay, well, I give it to her on that, but I think, like she said, I think justice should be tempered with
3
mercy.
years. 3 years is a long time. Not
There
to
are
go
other
to
ways
school.
of scolding or punishing her. So I think we appeal to Jam as well too. Okay, on that note, we'll call it a day. Today's edition of AM Update on Solutions 93.9 FM. It's been Adidamola Lafenwa and Favor Oloruntola.
Thank you for mentioning my
doing
name.
this morning.
Have yourself a wonderful day. Remember to smile irrespective of the price of everything around you. Bye-bye.